Whatever. I think it was a case of they didn't force people to serve. They just raised them, and they let them choose. At least that was how they were in Terraceville. Stand and be measured. Rise for your master awaits your arrival. Go now. As you command, instructor. Guess he saw the name above this guy's head. You've heard the call of the Lich King, Dead Knight. Now it is time to answer your master. The most single piece of equipment to a Dead Knight is the Rune Blade. It is through the Rune Blade that a Dead Knight commands the powers of Frost, Blood, and the Unholy. The Rune Blade acts as a vessel to store the Dead Knight's runic power. The time has come for you to create your first Rune Blade. Search the weapon racks on this floor, locate a battle-worn sword. Once found, take the sword to a nearby rune forge and use it to create a Rune Blade. You also get a Rune Forge thing, and regrettably it's not updated too much in later stuff. Like the updates you get now, what you get now, are all you ever get as far as I know. Dried blood coats the blade. So yeah, sadly you don't get any new runes in later on stuff, which is a bit disappointing. I would kind of like the idea of it, the runes constantly expanding as the series goes on, but I suppose Dead Knights are lucky it hasn't been removed like most of totems have been, or paladins' auras and seals. Actually, some auras are still in, but only for protection and holy paladins. Retribution get none. So I guess Dead Knights should be lucky they have that. Also, that's an enslaved laborer. I didn't know Scourge took slaves. Actually, they do, don't they? You see some in Icecrown. Yes, I forgot about that. It's been a while since I was there. Rune-bladed sword, emblazoned with frost, blood, and unholy runes. The rune blade is an extension of your being. Dead Knight cannot battle without a rune blade. I think I can fist fight. Well done, Ganith. You have successfully created your first rune-bladed weapon. With it, you will sow the seeds of chaos and destruction. In your wake will be a bloodied field of battle, littered with the corpses of all that will dare oppose the Scourge. Where am I? What is this place? Pathetic. You've been measured and found wanting. Dispose of it. Yes, instructor. Rise, minions, and feast upon the weak. Well, that was quicker than I thought, and sudden, talk about spontaneous generation there. Huh. The mark of war is etched indelibly upon your soul, Dead Knight. You've learned the dark art of rune forging, and with it you engrave runes of power upon your weaponry. Preparation for battle must be made. Return to one of the rune forges here in the heart of Arcturus, and use the power of rune forging to emblazon your weapon with a rune of power. Return to me when your blade glows with dark energy.
Tomorrow is another day.
Indeed it is. Well done. We've only Razor Eyes so far, but it seems there's only 3 runes. I swore there was more in the game, more runes previously, but it seems some have been stripped out. I swore there was like 5 different types of runes that you could get, but currently there's only 3. Either more have been stripped out, or I misremembered. Not sure. So that increases armor by 5% and style stats by 5. Well, that heals you for 6% and increases your total strength by 15 for 15 seconds. Well, this is just constant bonus. Christ, that's nice. I might go with the Fallen Crusader, but I'm not sure. And yes, you do have vision. Good. I was worried for a moment there that you didn't. This increase causes 10% extra weapon damage as frost, and increases enemy's vulnerability to your frost attacks by 3%, stacking up to 5 times. We'll engrave it. Can't do that right now. Ooh, that was cool. Let's do that again. Yes. I just didn't get to see that animation. Flashy. We also have some black mushrooms here. As we all know, eating mushrooms is a fantastic thing. So what are you going to say? Yeah. Remember these words, Dead Knight. The Rune Forge is a scourge instrument that exists only in Arcturus, Naxxramas, and the Heart of Icecrown. You may only emblazon weaponry at a Rune Forge. Return often, emblazon all your weapons. A Dead Knight must be prepared for all that dare pose him. The endless hunger will soon take hold of you, Dead Knight. When it does, you'll feel immeasurable pain. There's only one remedy for this suffering. The hunger must be sated. I will give you the key to your salvation. Chained to the heart of Arcturus are those deemed unworthy of the Dark Brotherhood. Use the key to free an unworthy initiate. Allow them to equip their gear and battle you for their freedom. Kill and the pain will ease. Fail and suffer for eternity. Live or die. The choice is yours to make. Instructor Ravorius in Ebonhold has commanded you to free an unworthy initiate and then kill them in cold blood. It's their life or yours. It's your life or theirs. So, I wonder how it is for normal Dead Knights. Like Dead Knights, you know, now. I won't spoil anything, but I wonder if that's still an issue for them. There's probably no actual... We probably wouldn't see any Worgen ones among them, would we? You know, considering... Is there even actually human? Yes, there's a human. It's kind of interesting we already have 2 forms and running wild. They brand me unworthy. I'll show them unworthy. But, also, do I get presences, or have they been removed? It might have been removed. Oh, that was easy. I remember that being more difficult. Huh. But, yeah, part of me is just thinking, I wonder, remember in the Worgen campaign, in the Worgen quests, we had to, you know, take that elixir to gain full control, to be able to go between the 2 forms and all that. Seems just getting scourged and risen just gives you that inherently. Either that or before we got scourged we already had it. Then, who knows? Maybe we'll find out at some stage. As expected, my chosen knight has triumphed. You are ready, Ganith. I'm not your chosen knight, I'm his chosen knight. Get it right. Behold, Arcturus, the Grand Cathedral of Death. And here I thought I was in a nice little hamlet. It has no equal in this world. Not even the mighty Naxxramas could withstand a direct assault from the Ebonhold. In Warcraft 3, these play. Well, that's a more flashy one than normal. Necropolises and whatnot have an attack, and they're your base building, like they're the undead city hall, but they have their own attack and defense. Well, sorry, not defense, but they can, you know, help kill attackers, which is cool. So I guess that's what they're referencing here. The voice, so splendor. Artus, my king, a harbinger of death is reborn. Behold, looming above the face of the necropolis is the all-seeing eye of Arcturus. From it, the master is able to see great distances into the territories held by our enemies. What the eye sees, the Lich King sees. And now the time has come for you to peer through the eye. The Lich King has called for you, Ganith. Go now. Suffer well, brother.
There's work to be done.
I think that's a reference to a band. That's a reference to something. Also, here's Master Siege Smith Corvus. Don't actually have any junk, but that's a reference to some band or something. I remember hearing that before, but I can't remember the detail. Attention Geists. Let's look at that. Never actually seen it. Ooh, there's a few scrolls around here. Reports from the front lines. Death's Breach, Eastern Kingdoms. Instructor Ravolius spoke out earlier this week, reiterating his policy on mutiny and insubordination. And the Dead Knight who dares desert the Scourge will meet a fate far worse than death. The suffering shall see no end. I'll see to it personally. Have Dead Knights been deserting? I didn't think that happened.
What? Ashes
Also,
to ashes.
there's Vanishing Powder. Move a glyph effect. Interesting. So that's what it's used for now. I warned a lot of you that on the next campaign, on which I spend more time cleaning the boots than kicking infants, heads will roll. Dung cleanup shifts are henceforth doubled in length and number for all Geists. Geists? Shit? Like undead shit at all? That's, well, I guess they do eat people, so I guess that works. But apparently they have like Sporgar mushrooms and filtered drainic water. That is surprising. You can see little bits of gear on the table from the people they've just wrecked. The Dead Knights of Arcris. I never knew there was a book here. Oh, okay. No, nothing happens. Alright, the Dead Knights of Arcris. Name, Jade, alive, comment, bloodthirsty. Sixen, alive, comment, chatty. Mulch, alive, destructive. Cobate, fell to his death, not much upstairs, probably saved him a lifetime of suffering. Well, deceased. Harmony, deceased. The name of this Dead Knight was in violation of common scourge decency, struck down by the Lich King. Melt, alive, turned into a ghoul. Milton, alive, rambles. Min Elias, alive, sees things that do not exist. Ganith, alive, needs more cowbell. Goes on for hundreds of pages. Alright, that's something. I never saw that before, and it honestly seems kind of weird considering. You know, the Scourge, I don't know, it never really struck me they have much of a sense of humor. Compendium of Fallen Heroes. Tar-Tectian Rage, one of the most powerful creations the Scourge has ever created. Assembled by Lich Amenanar, the Coalbringer, to assist in setting up a base in Razorfin Downs. Tar-Tec single-handedly fell more than 1,200 core bore before finally being overcome. Sacrifice provided the corpse for Amenanar to quickly raise an undead Quillbore army of his own, ultimately assembling the first major Scourge outpost on Kalimdor. Some of Tar-Tec's remains were reanimated and used to create Glutton, Amenanar's current lieutenant. Don't know why he didn't just reanimate the body again. Oberheim, the Traveller. Brilliant architect, pivotal in the construction of Naxxramas, mastermind behind the creation of Arcris. Quickly rose up the ranks from lowly skeleton peon to one of Kel'Thuzad's most trusted advisors. Always a scholar, Oberheim travelled the world in search of knowledge. Most notably taking most of his early inspiration from the architecture of the Nubians and the magic of the Orc Warlocks. He was last seen several years ago, headed west to study the ruins of Zin Ashari in Kalimdor. Never seen that guy. He's in the Compendium of Fallen Heroes, so I guess he's presumed dead. But, yeah. Diodor the Damned, human necromancer, one of the first members of the cult of Damned, and decorated hero of the First War. Successfully led a contingent of Scourge to victory during the First and Second Summertide assaults upon the Scarab Monastery. Killed in action during the Third and final Summertide assault, which was successfully repelled by the Scarlet operatives that had finally figured out his modus operandi. Scarlet Crusade operatives. Chris Kirkison the Zealous, the powerful Lich who reported directly to Lich King himself. A decorated veteran of countless battles, Kirkison designed and led the siege of the Sanguine, one of the largest organised assaults on the Lightstone Cathedral. Despite overwhelming odds, his attack was quickly countered and its forces suffered enormous damages. Kirkison himself delivered a critical blow to Lord Maxwell Tyrosus and is no longer able to assume received a critical blow from him and is no longer able to assume a corporal form. But if he's a Lich, couldn't he just res from his phylactery? I think it's phylactery. Couldn't he just do that? Like, how did the Lord do such a powerful blow? Was it a right thing? Also, as a side point, Kel'Thuzad's phylactery was never broken or dealt with in Naxxramas 2.0. So technically, we could run into Kel'Thuzad again. Then again, the Dead Knights may already have in their Legion campaign. I don't know. So we'll find out eventually. And if not, then it's a missed opportunity. The time to spill the blood of our enemies approaches. You must first learn what it is that you seek to destroy, before rushing headlong into battle. It is what separates a Dead Knight from a mindless ghoul. I'll grant you sight beyond sight, my champion. You'll use the Eye of Arcturus to steal our enemy's secrets. Towering above this platform is an Eye of Arcturus. From it you'll call forth a probe that you then use to analyze Scarlet Crusade fortifications, New Avalon. The Eye has a host of powers that should make the acquisition of the status simple. Use the Eye's siphon to analyze the Forge, Town Hall, Hold, and Chapel. The Eye's control mechanisms are located on either side of this platform. Waste no more time, Ganith. The Scourge will have this place. The Lich King commands it. Okay, seems he wasn't going to read that quest. Also, yes, this did seem to obey gravity there. And there's the Eye. The Eye of Arcturus launches towards its destination. There's some pillars on top up there. Weird. They aren't relevant in this quest chain at all, but they are relevant. Like there's portals and everything up top. They are relevant in other ones that take place on top of a necropolis, but not here. Sorry. There is one quest in Northrend that takes place. No, two that take place on top of necropolis. So you know what you see up there will be relevant to them, but something not relevant here. Okay, I think they can see this guy. We're sending Crusaders to reclaim what is rightfully ours, and the Scourges sent on their way will be turned to ashes. High General Abendius? It's kind of strange, it's called a siphon. Havenshire is lost. Summon ghouls on Scarlet Crusade. Let's just do this on principle. Is the High General getting involved? Yeah, I should easily be able to handle that. Yeah, she's max level person. Easily able to handle a couple of, my level ghouls. But as you can see, yeah, we can get slapped around by the Scarlet Crusade. We aren't invisible around, even though this kind of thing implies it. There's some cool items you can find here that you can't get otherwise. A little, like, news from the fronts. Like, what we had before with the Eastern Kingdoms thing. There's other ones, that, from the Scarlet side. Chapel of the Crimson Flame. That hut there is relevant later. Just wondering, was the phasing cooperating? Yeah, it is. I was just wondering if we could see ahead. Because sometimes stuff like that happens. There we go. Now what's this? Shroud. It's shrouds it from sight. Combat and actions break shroud. That just summons them. And this siphon stuff. Suddenly Stormwind music? Bizarre. They prepare for battle. They prepare for battle, as expected, but there's something else. I sense an old enemy. An enemy that I destroyed long ago. It matters not. We will send the full might of the Scourge against them before they have a chance to evacuate their homes and put in place their defenses. This is a very important comment. A very important comment that actually won't be realized until we go to Icecrown. And for that very reason, Ganith will be one of the characters who goes to Icecrown. In Northrend, you can go to either Icecrown or Storm Peaks as the finals, as the 78 to 80 zone or whatever it is. And as such, Ganith will be one of the ones to go to Icecrown, so we can actually see the continuation of this. So yeah. We'll bring the full might of the Scourge against them before they have a chance.